Let's jump into episode 308 of the Current Gen podcast. My name is Tim, here with Kyle and Dan. Guys, we are not talking about 2025 anymore. So it should be out of your system by now.
Matter.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's done.
okay.
I want to talk about it.
Right. So we're actually doing that. We're never acknowledging, because I mean,
yeah, you better have been playing 2026 games when we talk about games we've been playing.
Dan,
I don't want to hear anything about
them's
old
the
games.
rules.
Listen, 2025 is dead to me. 2026, good start to the year. Everything is great. Everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Dan, if you dare to even mention Octopath Mobile, I will destroy you. Okay.
Octopath Mobile, is that what we're calling it?
I mean,
now?
I don't know what that
That's what
game
it's
is.
called.
I'm playing a different.
That's
Octopath
even offensive
game.
to me. I'm not even offended.
Yeah,
Octopath M.
That's right. We're starting on the right foot. That's the goal. Well, we're back to our normal episode cadence. We're going to talk about new games that are out, talk about some headlines that we've missed over the last month, and some games releases that we missed over the last month, and then we'll wrap up with just stuff that we've been playing in between all the Game of the Year discussions and reviewing things for 2025. Things we've been playing, maybe things we've been watching. I know Dan's itching to talk about stuff he's watching. So fast forward to the end if that's all you care about. If you want to hear, Dan, what have you been watching? You're going to hear about it.
What are you watching?
So, buckle up. But before we do that, let's talk about some new games that are out. We haven't done this in several weeks now, talking about new games that are out. There's not a ton. It was funny. I was looking through the list. There's, of course, always like your shovelware and your unknown games, and maybe there's something good in there. Maybe there's a diamond in the rough there somewhere. So I did the best I could to look through Steam releases and Switch releases and just kind of the general what came out across all platforms. Tried to pull out a few games here and there. So it's not like it's been nothing. There's a couple things that are notable. It's just been kind of slower. I think we were kind of spoiled last year. It just felt like every month.
January's been heavy for many years now. So it does feel weird.
January's have been.
I think it's like Kingdom Hearts 3 came out in January and everybody suddenly was like, we can do that? We can release big games in January? Ever since then, it's been like one every year. Like, I'm not even kidding. Check the tapes.
A lot of times Capcom will do that. Capcom isn't afraid of launching a big game that month. I feel like maybe
one of the Resident Evils.
I don't know if Resident Evil has. Have they? Okay, I know that Monster Hunter did. I think Worlds maybe did. Anyway, there's a bunch of companies that aren't afraid of launching in January, which is great. But yeah, this year it's been a little bit slower. Oh, definitely the company who does the Yakuza games, they've absolutely launched beginning of the year. Like,
I think
so. Why not? Yeah. January, February.
Sure.
So, but this year it's a little quieter, but there are some games of note that are worth us talking about, including this one. I believe a new entry in the Legend of Heroes Trail series called Beyond the Horizon. And I don't know if either of you are playing this.
This is the third game in this trilogy.
I think it got really good reviews.
Trilogy.
I think people are liking.
Yeah, the second one was, and I didn't play the second one, but it was a dip from what I understand. But I think this is the end. I think this is the end of the trilogy. There might be more. I could be wrong about that, but this is apparently a big uptick from the second game. So
okay.
I'm mad I don't have the attention span for 1,000 JRPGs. I tell you, I'm very mad about it.
I mean, even I don't.
Well,
even I don't. So.
This the review from Noisy Pixel, their YouTube channel, they call it a masterclass in modern JRPG storytelling. So
yeah,
that.
I hear this trilogy was very, very good. It's just the second game, just a little bit of a dip. So again, if this is the end, then man, that's pretty cool that if it ends on a big high note like that.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
It absolutely looks like a Kyle and Dan game.
The first game is incredible. I really like the first game a lot.
What's going on with their face?
But I just never got around to the second one. Need to go back and play them, catch up.
They're hiding her identity.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we should all do that, actually. That's actually smart. We should all do that.
Yeah.
Because the gigantic blonde pigtails are not a giveaway.
And now she's right there. And now she's right there.
She is. I'm not sure what that was. I'm not sure why they were hiding her eyes. But yeah, this is absolutely in that vein of, if you've seen other Trails games, it seems to fit right in that vein. It has a pretty sharp-looking aesthetic. Very simple but sharp-looking. I think it looks pretty nice. Looks like it looks like an action RPG kind of a thing, or there's like an arena.
Yeah, it plays like all the new. This kind of all the Trails games do, like a mixture of action RPG and turn-based. So you can like activate turn-based inside of the battles that are live, live time at any point in time. So it's very cool. I like the hybrid. It's one of my I him and hot about the first game doing that, and I was like, this is incredible, like what they did here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a sauna scene like we've all wanted. There we go.
I feel like if it's Japanese, there has to be a sauna and or hot spring.
Or a hot,
or
or a hot spring.
or,
Yeah.
Where it's not Japanese.
Why?
That's like the rules.
I love it.
That just
I
has
mean,
to be. It's the
every
rules.
game ever, like Persona, every anime, everything. Always like there's always like a hot springs episode.
And there's always
find a reason
one
to get them
pervert.
sweaty
There's always
and
the
less
one
clothing.
pervert.
Yeah,
that's
we gotta
trying
get
to
them.
climb
We
over
gotta
the
get their
wall,
shirts
right?
off. Yeah, and the
trying to
guy's always
climb
trying to
over-
peep it. Yep. It's like you
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
anime
word.
before, Dan.
I just started actually. I'll let you know. soon.
Watch
I'll
at
let you
least
know.
one.
Watch one and you see it. You'll find it. Well, this is out
it's
now.
there,
I think it's on
promise.
everything. Go give it a look if this is your thing. And one of the reasons I brought it up is because I always think these look cool and I'm sure they're fun. I bet you I would enjoy them if I actually gave them time. I really do think I would. I just haven't ever taken the dive into the Trails series. I have heard that the Beyond Horizon trilogy, whatever they're called, I'm pretty sure this is a separate trilogy, right? Like you don't have to play. Yeah, I think it's a separate story, right? You don't have to play everything else before it.
They're
to
all
play
kind of
this, I
separate.
think.
Yeah, they comes in like they come in 2, 3s, and 5s. I think.
Okay.
So.
There's just so many of them. So it's sometimes hard.
There are.
There is a
yeah,
lot.
maybe I'll play that.
It's a lot.
Just so many.
Yeah.
The cool thing is the world in these games are like is spectacular. I can understand why they're like, let's just keep on making games in this world because it's it's just a really well made world. So I guess that's the draw.
Well, there you go. That is out. Well, also out this week. It's when I've spent a little bit of time playing, not a ton. This is another review. This one's from Gaming Bolt for the game MIO, Memories in Orbit. Even though it doesn't list it, it is also on Switch too, or maybe even just Switch. But I know it's on Switch.
I've seen
I saw
some snippets of this.
I saw a Switch
Metroidvania
review,
puzzler.
Yeah, so it's very kind of atmospheric. It starts as you're like these little particles, and then you kind of get put into this somewhat robotic body with this weird like stretchy hair tentacle things that you can over time you get new abilities to do things like you saw. There's one of the early moves you get is a grapple, which allows you to zip around to enemies or to these grapple nodes to get to areas you couldn't get before. At the beginning, you are passing a lot of places you can't get to. It's like, hey, there's a door I can't get through. Hey, there's all these grapple nodes, and I don't have a grapple yet. So it's got that Metroidvania feel of.
I wonder if I'll get that grapple
back later. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or it'll say something like, "You can't open this door because you don't have whatever." You're like, all right, I'll come back, I guess. And so.
Yeah, I see you.
But it's got a really cool aesthetic. A lot of it looks like it's like stencil colored in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The animation is super smooth. So far, it's not super challenging. I only have fought like one boss and a bunch of these smaller enemies, but I'm sure it gets harder. There are a few sections that I'm like, dude, if you like Celeste, you might like some of the platforming here. But I'm not claiming that it's anywhere near as good. I'm just saying there's some platforming sections that I was like, oh, all right, that's a little challenging. Okay, so yeah, you play this little robotic character and you're doing the best you can to basically save everybody. The story has not come to full, like I don't have a full understanding of it yet as I'm playing through it, but there is dialogue. It's not one of those games. There's a lot of games out there where no one says a word. You just kind of have to play it and watch it play out and see what happens. There are characters who are talking. They're explaining lore. There's a really cool way they unlock the map for you, stuff like that. So yeah, I do like it a lot. I think it's very good. If you don't like Metroidvania pattern of like, run this way. Oh, dead end. Okay, I got to go all the way back. There's a lot of that. And if you have trouble remembering where you are, there's a little while until the map opens. So you don't have a map to look at. You just kind of have to remember for a little bit. And I could see people getting a little frustrated with it. But it is meant to be a game that you really take your time and explore and just enjoy. So anyway, I like it. I think it's good.
I think it looks neat.
There you go.
I do like the aesthetic.
Cool.
Yeah, MIO Memories in Orbit.
It's on my wait for a sale list just because I don't want to overbuy it this year, but definitely want to play this one.
That's fair. I think it is on Game Pass if you're part of the problem like me and have Game Pass. I'm pretty sure it's on there.
No, I don't even know if my Xbox turns on anymore. It's been off for so long.
Part of the problem pass? That's what they should call it. Part
of the problem pass. That's right. That's right. So, yeah, it is on there. So you can check that out if you want. All right. Also out this week, another one that I have played actually a little bit this weekend.
Oh.
I think it's pronounced Cairn. Is that how you say it? Cairn? Cairn?
Sure.
I think that's how you say it.
Sure. Yeah.
This is a boy, this is a really unique game. I'm very, very early in it. I haven't gotten to much of the kind of cooking and other things that make it a little more sim-like. I've mostly just done the climbing. There's a whole opening section where you can do these challenge walls, and then there's this resource kit you can open if you do all 8. So I spent way too much time trying to get that 8th one, and I kept failing. Anyway, so I'm now actually out in the open, climbing up the actual mountain. You're trying to get to this summit that no one else has gotten to before, and but yeah, it's got a really interesting aesthetic with kind of this cell shaded style. It's got voice acting. The voice acting is the voice acting is very good. I mean, your main character here, she is, I think her name is like Ava with like 2 A's or something like that. Aya, something like that. But she is like this legit hardcore climber. At the beginning, she's stretching out, like she's limbering up. She's got all these wraps all over her legs, and you start climbing, and you can see it the way your limbs bend is so funny. So the setting
She does look
is
odd.
this automatic, the way that especially her legs move. So what happens is you control one limb at a time, and if you don't have a good grip, you start to shake. And there's not like a meter that I'm seeing anywhere.
Oh my god! Okay, what was that?
Yeah. There's not like a meter, but she starts to breathe really heavy, and then like she'll start to her limbs that don't have a good
pay attention
hold,
to the cues.
They'll start to shake. Yeah, it's kind of like those games where like the screen will start to turn red, even though you're gonna die soon. But and so the screen will actually start to go a little bit gray if you're really about to fall. And if you haven't see how they're shaking, like they don't have a good hold. So yeah. So there's this weird like ragdoll thing that's going on with each limb as you control each limb, and it's fine with the arms, although sometimes they look a little funny as they're like reaching across each other. But the legs is where I just started laughing multiple times.
Yeah, like that's not natural, right? Like that pose.
It's so funny.
Dan, they showed her stretching at the beginning. It conveys that.
Sure.
She's kicking forward and stuff like that.
Oh,
so.
She survived that.
That's a lot of good. That stretching did there.
Yeah.
They do.
All right,
they do have an easy mode where they offer a lot more assists in the easy mode. The normal mode is the mode I'm playing, and that's where you have like standard survival needs. I guess you do end up doing like cooking and all that kind of stuff. Like you have to actually eat and refill your energy. You can kind of pause and camp at most points when you can stop. And I think there's other NPCs that you'll engage with and talk with too. And then it's kind of reminds me a little bit of that other climbing game from like a year or two ago. But it's just it's a little. To me, it's a little more intuitive, even with the limbs looking funny. You actually get used to that pretty quick, and because it does start to get stressful, I don't think about how the limbs look. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the hold? Like, you start to kind of feel that stress a little bit. But there is an easy mode. I don't think it's fully on story mode. I think you still have to do some climbing elements. And then there's like this really hardcore mode where you don't get any of those pinions that stick into the wall that can kind of be like those are almost like checkpoints. Like if you fall, those pinions kind of act like a checkpoint. You climb back up to that spot, start from there. There's a hardcore mode where you get none of those, and if you fall, you're just done. Like that's it, and you got to do
free
the whole
solo
thing all over. So, yeah, free solo mode exactly. They actually call it that, which is awesome. So anyway, it's a really interesting game. I've heard that. Oh man, that's a long fall. Yeah,
maybe they're okay.
Maybe she's fine.
Yeah, maybe.
She stretched.
She's fine.
She stretched ahead of time.
She's
fine.
Remember?
You just pop back a potion, right? You're good.
That's right.
See, I haven't gotten to this yet, the lighting, but that looks really cool with the lighting on the staff. That's on like just the aesthetic of how that looks. That just looks really cool. So
I will say, like, I don't know if this is something I would actually play, but like, I don't know, the idea of it is really neat because, like, here's the thing, like, I'm absolutely terrified of heights. And I would never do this in real life, just absolutely never. But like a video game version of it, why not? That's cool. Just go for it.
Games are for.
I'm not gonna die, so
treat those fingies.
Yeah, I haven't done any of this kind of stuff yet, so I haven't gotten to some of those semi-type elements where you have to bandage yourself up, where you have to cook your own food. I haven't gotten to most of that, which is where I think a lot of people have said that this game becomes like full on. It goes from being a pretty fun climbing sim to like, wow, this is actually like a survival element added into it. I think people are really loving it. I think it's the highest reviewed game of 2026.
Oh,
so far, or 1 month in.
So game of the year is what you're saying.
It's as of right now, as of January 31st, 2026. I think Cairn is the de facto game of the year. Although, guys, the title is really close to saying Cairn. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's what
Sure.
it's trying to say.
Sure.
Like, yeah. So
Sure.
every time you get to the next stopping point, you can ask for their manager because it's a Cairn game. That's how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Ask for Keely's manager
I want to
be
get to
on
all
the
this stuff where
Game
you're like
Awards.
cooking meals and stuff, and I like the way the backpack works. It literally is like this little physics-based drop game where things just drop into your backpack and kind of fill up space.
Yeah, it's kind of like
as a
Resident Evil
person
4,
who
right?
packs
It's his own thing.
a backpack for camping survivalist, that drives me crazy because you gotta pack it in better than just throwing it in there. That's crazy.
Yeah, you got a Resident Evil 4 it. You got to have all the little compartments.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a little more the way I pack, is like an attaché case style.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, this is out now. If you guys want to give it a look, I think it's on
cool.
PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's only $30, and most of them have a couple dollars off as like a small sale for launch. So it's not even a full price game, and I think it's a pretty cool experience so far. So I do recommend it from what I've played, and based on the reviews, I think it's a pretty safe purchase if this appeals to you. And look, there's an NPC, so there's some characters apparently you travel with and talk with too. So there you go. All right, next up is this adorable game called Escape from Ever After. And I fully expected Dan to have been playing this one. I am shocked and hurt that he has not, because this looks so Mario RPG, or Paper Mario, I should say more specifically, Paper Mario inspired. But it looks so cool, so fun, so charming.
Yeah.
But I'm
shocked I didn't get. I kind of just more forgot to get this to play it, so I could at least be like, guys, it's good, because it does look great.
Yeah.
I think it's reviewing okay. You know, I don't. It's not like blowing down the doors or anything like that, but like it's reviewing pretty good. But yeah, I think the aesthetic alone sells me. I think I'm more of the Paper Mario guy, and Dan's kind of more of the RPG.
Yeah,
guy,
that's true. Mario RPG.
Right.
But
what's funny is like I do like this though. Like I do.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I feel like it's just specifically because it's Mario, and maybe it is the nostalgia bias of like I just love Super Mario RPG so much that I just want more of that specifically.
Right.
But again, I can't really even speak to
cool,
Paper Mario,
because I know like your problem with Paper Mario is like some of the like your companions are kind of like lame or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the first companion in this game is like the so you go on a mission, that's him right there, is the dragon you're supposed to slay as a knight.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
But because of corporate downgrades, they had to downgrade the dragon to being like this little runt guy, and he's your first companion. That's and he goes around and like that's a cool first companion, you know, like
that's pretty sick.
I think the wolf is another companion, you know, like a bard wolf. Like it's just, I like everything about this game, and there's some really like corporate and anti-corporation not even undertones, I would just call them full-blown overtones baked into the game, and it just looks cool, man. I'm really gonna pick this up, but absolutely.
It looks very charming, and it's doing its own thing, but like again, it's like an homage to the Paper Mario thing. Like it's an homage, but it's doing its own thing. So
and Paper Mario and Mario RPG both share that like rhythm based, you know, kind of combat as well, which kind of makes it a little more interactive. And I like that you have like a Captain America shield and, you know, stuff like that. I'm in, man. I'm in on this game, completely in.
Yeah, it looks really fun, very charming, very cute. So it could be one of those, like, it's a nice to have it early, out of nowhere. I didn't know this was on the way kind of game to kick off the year. This is a really cute one. So yeah, Escape from Ever After. Go check that one out. I think people are enjoying it. I think it's getting, like you said, Kyle, pretty solid, like 8, sometimes even 8.5 out of 10.
8 high 8s, yeah.
People. I think the Steam reviews on it are considered very positive, which is like 80, 90%-ish positive. So,
good.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very good. All right. Also out this week, major DLC for the game Cult of the Lamb. This DLC is called Woolhaven. This review is from Xbox Era. But yeah, this is also getting really positive reception. Cult of the Lamb is one of those games that I actually feel guilty I didn't play more, because I knew this is a game. It's like a little bit of Hades, a little bit of village building, and some of the Sim stuff, and like
it's very fun.
Really dark.
I played a little bit of it too and really liked it. And never continued.
Played like 2 of the areas maybe. I know there's a lot more to the game that I didn't get into.
Yeah.
And I liked it. But anyway.
Like my wife and I actually played it together, and like we beat it, but then like they started releasing DLC. So she actually like on the Xbox like started a fresh, like we bought it on there so she can kind of just play it on her own, because she, you know, really liked it and, you know, likes the art style and stuff. So she like did the extra stuff too. So Yeah, it's really fun. I think you
Yeah.
would like it.
Yeah, I need to play it more. But this DLC Woolhaven is out now, and if you want more content for this really like humorous / dark, crazy town building Hades roguelike mix altogether, then yeah, this is absolutely worth giving it a look. There's so much content for this game already, and then the DLCs add a lot more. So yeah, give this one a look. All right, also out in the last couple weeks, Pathologic 3. I don't know anything about these games.
Sure.
Didn't know that there was Pathologic 1 or 2. So I don't know
Never
much
heard of
about
this.
these. But I
Sounds
don't know.
like
I figure
they're
since it's got a
liars.
third game, like
Pathologic
someone's
liars.
heard of it, I thought maybe. Let me read the description of it real quick. Looks like is it a point and click? No, what is it?
Mind map?
Definitely
Press J
horror.
to view mind
All right, they're
map.
calling it a psychological horror game. You are a doctor with 12 days to save a town from a mysterious plague, make ruthless decisions, and diagnose with precision. Shape your town's future.
Oof.
That sounds kind of cool, actually. Like you're making diagnosis. That's I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a little curious now about this. So yeah, it is. It came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, look, he has a mania meter, an apathy and mania.
That's kind of
so
cool.
it's like
Yeah,
it's like what's
Eternal
the game on
Darkness.
GameCube?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eternal
Eternal
Darkness.
Darkness.
Yeah, do you start like hallucinating or something? That'd be cool.
Maybe. This does look pretty cool. So go check this one out if you guys are interested in it. It's got very positive reviews on Steam, and it says I'd like it because I played Dredge. Dredge has some darkness to it, but it certainly isn't like this. That's weird that Steam thinks those are
Basically the same game.
All right.
Basically,
yeah. A weird kind of lighthearted / little bit horror fishing game in this. Okay. Anyway, it's a Pathologic 3 out now. Also out now, Code Vein 2, the sequel that everyone was asking for. Just kidding. Sorry. If you love Code Vein, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. If you love Code Vein, no problem. This is the IGN review for it. But I played a little bit of the first game way back in the day. To me, it just felt like an anime Souls-like. And
yeah,
by the time I had to run back through the same area for like the 6th time, I was like, I don't think I want to do this. Like, I just didn't want to do it. But I didn't have anything against it. I thought some elements of it were really cool. But yeah, it's really hard for me to, some Souls games hook me. I would say most don't. It's kind of the same with survival games. Like sometimes with the right ingredients, boy, it will just get its hooks in me.
I know. I want to love them all, but very few ever hit. So for me, at least.
I will admit I tried Code Vein simply because of the aesthetic, because anime. And I wasn't totally feeling it because it just didn't feel like it had anything unique going on, other than just simply it's an anime soul style. I will say the
designs.
That
was its thing. We're anime, like that was its whole thing.
Yeah,
vampires, right?
But I will say the designs in this one looks cool. Really great though. Like this looks
the characters look really
great.
I mean the character designs in the first one and in this one look really great.
Yeah.
I say that right as this crazy costume comes up. But the character designs do look great. Like it's one of those things too. A lot of times you'll see whether it's an anime game or some other aesthetic style, and you'll feel like, hey, I've kind of seen those characters before. I feel like Code Vein and this, what we're looking at, these are pretty unique looks for a lot of these characters. Like they're not just straight out of a anime 101 design book. You know what I mean?
No,
like
they're going for it.
Some pretty unique. Yeah.
But the character here is also wearing Chie's outfit from Persona 4. So.
Yeah.
So it is a ripoff.
Which is funny.
Similar.
Well, I do know that the reviews on it aren't super strong. It's one that's I think a lot of people were hoping it would be a big step up from the game before, and it's just not getting. It's not getting.
I think the first one felt a little more celebrated than what's going on with 2 right now, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. But there you go. It is out and available if you want to give that one a look. All right, also out. Front Mission 3 Remake, another Gaming Bolt review video we have here. The Front Mission games are something that I dabbled in briefly back in the PS1 days and always thought they were kind of cool, but never really, really got into them. And I know the remakes have actually been subject to a lot of criticism with the way that they're being done. And I don't know exactly why. I haven't really dug into it. I just know people aren't loving it. This looks like a really cool visual update, if nothing else. You just saw a little clip there of the original version, and then now it's this really slick looking upgrade visually to it. But maybe they just didn't do enough. Maybe they needed to give it more quality of life. I don't know. I don't know what the the hang up is. But anyway,
no idea. I never played them back
Tactical
in the
mech
day.
game
So.
though. They are fun,
Mech.
but yeah, I don't know. I remember on the PS2, like this cutscene at the time was like cutting edge. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, look how real this looks. You know, it's
yeah.
back in the day where you
It will
used,
never be
you know,
more real.
CGI. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I felt
This
about
is peak.
Ocarina of Time too. I was like, they looked just like us. It couldn't be
They
more
look just like
blocky.
us.
Yeah.
Playing
Absolutely.
GoldenEye, like that enemy looks exactly like my face. That's amazing.
Whenever you chop, that's what it looks like when I chop. You know, like that's.
It's literally
Number one.
Pierce Brosnan. They literally
That's
just
him.
copy and pasted Pierce Brosnan.
It couldn't be more real, you know. And
Sean
Yeah.
Bean is on my screen. Yep. All right, so Front Mission 3 Remake is out now. All right, also now I thought you guys might be interested in this. I don't know much about it. I just saw a trailer for it, looking for recent games that were released and thought might be good. So don't hate me if maybe it sucks, but this Small Games Hub channel. Let's fast forward. Not many people reviewed this game. It's called Wicked Seed, and it kind of reminds me of Resident Evil a little bit. You're running around as a girl in a leather jacket shooting shotguns at monsters.
I was gonna say that looked like Claire Redfield, literally. Like immediately, I was like, "Oh, that's Claire Redfield." Like
someone's getting sued.
Yeah. So I do think. Oh, they're actually giving you like there's a little prompts on the bottom where this reviewer is talking to you about it. But I do think if you like Resident Evil style survival horror action games, things like that, it's worth a look. I don't know a ton about it, but on the Steam reviews, I think it's at least decent, if I remember correctly.
These throwback horror games usually do pretty well on Steam.
Yeah, it's right now it's sitting at 91% positive.
Oh, it's saying very positive, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
But it literally is Claire Redfield. Like that's just straight up Claire Redfield.
Yeah. Where's Chris, Claire? Where is he? Is he
still looking for
him, or is he skinny?
She's just still looking for him.
It's interesting. It's almost turn-based there. Attack. Confirm.
Oh, so this is like Parasite Eve.
Oh, wait, yeah. Okay.
It's Parasite Eve.
Yeah, because there's numbers.
Yeah, this is Parasite Eve. Yeah.
I just noticed that with the little attack where, like, in the bottom, I was like, this reminds me a lot of Parasite Eve.
Yeah, I mean, there's actual numbers and, like, stats
yeah, this
and
is
health
absolutely
and stuff.
Parasite Eve. This is cool.
Interesting. Okay.
There you go. What is this called again?
Wicked Seed?
Wicked Seed.
Wicked. That's why, I was going to say Wicked.
So wicked.
Speaking actually of, and I don't think it's out yet, but like real quick, Tim, if you don't mind, because like I don't know if you guys have seen it. Speaking of Parasite Eve, there's something that literally looks like Parasite Eve that's coming out. So clearly like an homage. It's called Parasite Mutant. So literally has Parasite in it. And there's actually a demo on Steam because I downloaded it. I actually was playing it for a little bit and it's rad.
Cool.
It's got a great aesthetic going on.
Let's see if I can pull it up here.
Yeah, there it is. Like literally blonde protagonist as well.
Parasite Mutant.
Oh, I have heard about this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one looks cool.
But like, I only played like a few minutes of it because I just kind of wanted to see it, like see what it looks like and like how it plays.
Yeah,
and yeah,
cool.
it's Parasite Eve.
Yeah, no, nice. I couldn't be more in on that.
Yeah,
there you go.
Anime blonde girl. Yeah.
Parasite Mutant.
No, I've heard about this one.
All right, guys.
People talk about this one.
We always have to talk about sim games. There's one out called Blade Song in early access. A lot of people are calling it like one of the best like sword blacksmithing type of games. So if you're into that, Blade Song is out now. But it's in early access, so just approach with caution, of course. But people are really liking it so far. And last but not least, we'll talk about this a little bit later. High Guard is now out. You can ride horses and shoot guns. And there's a lot to talk about with High Guard. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I have to take an unexpected break. I got to go help deal with something family related, but you guys can jump into some headlines that Kyle has helped collect, and I'll be back.
Perfect.
We're just going to talk about High Guard, actually, because I've been playing so many. No, I'm just kidding.
High Guard, am I right? I wanted to. We'll save the Xbox Direct stuff until Tim gets back, so we can, have some video footage up of that type of stuff. But we can go over a couple of the other things. Danny, keep hearing all this hubbub about possible Witcher 3 DLC that's going to bridge like Witcher 4.
Yeah. Is that what? Yeah. Okay.
I heard rumors of this back in December, and then suddenly every IGN, everyone, the big journalists were starting to share it in like January. And in December, I was like, stupid. There's no way that's happening. And now everyone's
Yeah,
reporting on it. I'm like, is this happening? Like, is this a real thing?
That's what I was
I don't
wondering.
know.
I assumed it was make believe. I kind of think.
I kind of think. I mean, it is until they say something. You know what I mean? It is until CD Projekt Red says something. But it is interesting that this rumor keeps on kicking around, and it would be cool. And I wish more people would do this. Like, get people hyped about the next game. Let's put out a little thing, you know, for the last game. We can like bridge something together. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool. So I like the idea of it, you know. What do you feel about like the idea of it? You kind of like that idea for like, you know, free DLC or a little paid DLC to bid you? I know you're not a huge DLC guy, but like in terms of like narrative stuff, you
know. Yeah, I usually just am not like I like to just play a game and I stick to them, so I finish them and then it's like, all right, well I'm good. So I don't usually go back for DLC. Like I haven't even done the other DLCs for Witcher 3 because I played Witcher 3 and then I
didn't play the better content of that game.
Yes, I did not play the better content of the already really fantastic game.
Yeah, no, the content was way better than the original game. It was so good. Oh man, you missed out.
But yeah, I think it's rad though. I think that is really rad, especially considering. I mean, when did Witcher 3 even come out? Like,
oh my gosh. It had to be 10 years ago, right?
Like a
over
decade,
10 years ago?
like a decade, right?
Yeah.
So like doing something like this is pretty unique. Like if it is true, that would be really unique and really cool. Really cool, I think. Yeah.
I could see you like the game starting up like and you're like Ciri and it's like how Ciri gets to where she is in Witcher 4. I feel like that game's so far off though, so it'd be weird to be like, hey, we're gonna put this DLC out this year, and then the game will be out 3 years from now, like, you know, just long enough for you to like forget what that setup is or whatever. Maybe that game is further along.
Unless the DLC's chunky. So. Like how long was
I don't know.
The last
I don't know.
One?
Yeah, I mean the last one was like 40. It was its own game. It was like 40 hours.
Right.
Yeah, it was a whole game. And then the one before that was about vampires was like 20. So it was put on its own game too. So
I could imagine them doing like a 40-hour DLC. That'd be pretty rad.
Yeah, that's so many man hours to like put on. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of development time. But they got a lot of devs that they've collected over the years. So you know, it's not impossible. But interesting idea. It'd be interesting to hear more about that one. No one can be surprised now if that ends up being real. But maybe a lot of broken hearts if it ends up not being real. Dan, do you want to talk about Ubisoft for a second? Do you want to talk about this?
Is it good news?
Shit show? No.
Shocker.
No, it's not. In fact, to open up the news, since 2018, their stock has fallen like 94 or 96%. How are they still operational? How are you open still? How do you lose 100, like almost 100% of your worth or whatever?
90 what? 6% you said?
Since 2018, I think it was like 94%, 94 to 96% or something like
dude.
that. Inside Games with Lawrence and Bruce were kind of covering this. And this comes along, and that was just like a little bit of data, but the real news is that they canceled 6 games. 5 are unknown. 1 is the long-awaited Sands of Time remake. So I hope you weren't expecting that one. Can I be frank for a second?
Be frank all the time, Kyle.
I'm gonna be Kyle real quick. How hard is it to put out a game you already made? Like I know like it kind of went from remaster to like completely remaking it because apparently like the girl who was gonna play the lead, one of the lead girls in that, the voice actress who was gonna play the lead lady in that game, lead character lady, she found out that that game wasn't coming out via the internet, via this news that we're sharing right now. No one called her and was like, hey, your project that you're the lead like star of like is dead. Sorry. So it sounds like it was going to be a full-blown remake, you know, but still, you already made this game, and it's a short game. I don't know if you played Sands of Time back in the day. 6 to 8 hours.
No, I actually
it's not long.
Or I've played it, but I never like owned it and beat it. Like, but I've definitely.
It's not long. It's incredible. It's an incredible game. Very been cool to see this remake. You could have just re-released it and gotten some easy money too. And then what are the other 5 games that they're talking about? Like they didn't disclose what those 5 games were, but apparently 5 other games were canceled alongside of this one.
I mean, honestly,
This
Kyle,
is
them canceling
Yep.
this speaks to them canceling like everything that's going on, what you're saying, even just the beginning so far. Like, it makes sense because
Yeah.
clearly things are just falling apart and they're in shambles. Like,
Yeah, and no one wants to buy them.
Yeah.
I know Tencent wanted to buy them last year, and like that never fell through because they wanted like autonomy still, and China was like, "No,
Yeah.
we're gonna own you if we buy you."
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny. It's just funny how all this stuff works out. But this is all part of a restructuring program going on over there at the good
Sure.
old Ubisoft. Again, like what a fall from grace. Tim and I were talking as the episode was about to come up here about like remember like back in the day, like every E3, Ubisoft would like take the stage and like announce a new IP. Like here's a new thing.
Yeah.
And, like maybe it doesn't do well, maybe you don't even like what you saw, but you're like, hey, it's a new thing. When's the last time that they ever did anything like that? Like that's absolutely crazy.
Before
And
losing
that kinda
94% of their stock.
yeah, and that again leads into the restructuring here, and like they look like from just what I'm gonna start talking about here, it looks like it's just like we're gonna double down on all of our stuff that's working, and we're never gonna
Sure.
do new stuff ever again.
Sure.
So the different teams or the different kind of angles that they're taking on it is the first team is going to be, I think there's 5 teams in all here in this restructuring. The first team is going to be dedicated on scaling and extending Ubisoft's largest and established franchises and turn them into annual billionaire brands. So annual games are going to be coming back. So,
Quadruple A, Kyle.
Quadruple A. I cannot believe it. We're doing it. We're really doing it, guys. So Rainbow Six, Far Cry, and Assassin's Creed are the brands within this particular team. And so I imagine they're going to alternate. It's Assassin's Creed one year, Far Cry the next, Rainbow Six the next, or whatever. Rainbow Six is an interesting one because you haven't put out a new Rainbow Six game in like 10 years. So that makes it. That's funny to me that they look at it as like an annual like seller. But whatever. The second team is going to be dedicated to competitive and cooperative shooter experiences. So that's going to be games like The Division, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell. Why is Rainbow Six not in this?
Yeah. I was going to say, Rainbow Six and Splinter Cell should be swapped, right? Like...
yeah, Splinter Cell would be more. Yes. I would say maybe they don't plan on doing multiple, games every 3 years with Splinter Cell or every year or whatever. But like, I don't know. It's already weird. It already doesn't really make sense, Team 3
Splinter
is
Cell's not a cooperative shooter. Like
it's not. Splinter Cell it has like cooperative modes and competitive modes, but like no, it's not really a cooperative experience, and it's barely a shooter.
Yeah.
It's a stealth game. Ghost Recon. I don't know. That's weird. Ghost Recon coming back might be cool though. I've always loved Ghost Recon, so I'm here for that. The third team is going to be operating a roster of select Sharp live experiences. Again, why is Rainbow Six not in this?
I'm
they
already
don't put out new Rainbow Six games. Wait, you don't want to hear about For Honor, Dan? Dan, you don't want to hear about
tell me about Brawlhalla. Tell me about
Dan,
Brawlhalla.
You don't want to hear about Riders Republic, buddy? What about Brawlhalla? Yeah, that's on here. What about Skull and Bones? You don't want to hear about that.
What about the quadruple A greatness that is Skull and Bones?
Yeah.
The quadruple
we
A
gotta
greatness.
Bring it back, guys. We gotta figure it out. That's a brand. I just out of all the things they've canceled, they're like, we really believe in Skull and Bones, which is nuts to me.
Yeah.
Where are they? What data are they looking at? All right, Team 4, they're going to be dedicated to immersive fantasy worlds and narrative-driven universes. So that's Anno, that's Might and Magic, that's Rayman, that's Prince of Persia. Why'd you cancel that game then? If this is
just cancel Prince of Persia. Okay.
Yeah, and one of the games that did, I know, it's so insane to me. We were talking about how nuts that is, that game was so far along, and they're like, we don't want to remake one of our biggest successes ever.
I know.
And Beyond Good and Evil somehow survived the scrappings. So that is still ongoing. 18 years later, this game is still in development. That has to be a money suck, right? Like, why would you not cancel that game?
Well, because at this point,
I don't want
they want to make sure it gets out.
I know, but why Prince of Persia? Prince of Persia is still one of their brands that they want to immerse for fantasy worlds and narrative-driven experiences. We're gonna cancel that. Make it make sense, everybody.
Let's have them make a really awesome side scroller and then dismantle the team that put together an amazing experience there. Let's just do that. That's a good way to keep
right.
Rayman
Absolutely.
Origins and Legends are so good.
They're incredible. They're my favorite
so
side
good.
scrollers maybe ever. I think they're better than.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. They'll give me
So
hate. It's better than Mario. It's better. Sorry, everybody. Better than Mario.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
They're so fun. Those music levels
they are.
alone
They're
are
very
just
fun.
peak.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
love French things now, and that's very French.
Yeah,
so,
we do.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Very
Claire
French.
Obscure. Claire Obscure, you're putting Raymond back on the map. This is because of you.
That's
The
right.
last team is Team 5. They're going to be focused on reclaiming positions in casual and family-friendly games. Guys, Just Dance. Tycoon stuff. Catch Up. I don't know what that is. Hungry Shark. Don't know what that is. Invincible. Guarding the Globe. Don't really know what that is. Uno and Hasbro. It's just so nonsense. Like, Jack trade games and Just Dance and just, shovelware type games. So I'm glad you're, dedicating a whole team to that. That's good. But
honestly,
those are
I
the
think
5.
they should move Just Dance to the top. Switch out Rainbow Six with
right.
Just Dance.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is the 5 pillars of Ubisoft's restructuring, and I don't know, guys. It's not looking good to me. I don't know. This doesn't sound like it's gonna shake out too well.
It's funny that they list
but-
brands that they haven't touched in years.
I know.
Funny
Yeah,
to me.
right. It is funny to me too. Like where they're like, we're
like
in on
Rayman,
Rayman, guys. I'm like, since
Cell.
when? Yeah, Splinter
Yeah,
Cell's
they-
also funny
they
to me.
haven't
And I
done
was joking about Rainbow Six, where how they're talking about making that an annual game, and it's like you haven't put out a new Rainbow Six in years. Like it's been the same,
Yeah.
experience for the last 8 years. Whatever. Anyways, that's all
I think
for
Siege
Ubisoft
is doing well. I think people like Siege.
It is. That's why they haven't moved on from it. I mean, it's one of the best games as a service games, or most successful out there. So
Yeah.
This is unfortunately an issue of like the old man shakes his fist at clouds. Like what is it, Yves Guillemot and all the people at the top there are just like refusing to be like, listen, like, all right, we're calling it. Like, we clearly don't know what we're doing anymore. Like, just somebody take the reins. Like, somebody just go ahead. They just don't want to do it.
Again, I really don't understand how they're open still. I really, like the amount of money they're bleeding. Like they had like record losses last year, despite putting out Assassin's Creed, which sold pretty well.
Yeah.
It's just I have no idea how they stay afloat. The French government must be just like paying,
coffers.
like, giving them money to build.
They were making a lot of money for a long time, so they must have money in the coffers.
They were,
but
yeah, they might. You might be right about that. Yeah, they might just be bleeding through their reserves right now.
Oh, also, isn't there like a thing with the French government, like where like they get like money or something? Like
I'm sure.
Some kind of thing.
I don't know.
I thought there was some kind of program or something.
There probably is. Yeah. It's just them and David Cage over there, so I'm sure it's the pot's not too.
Well, and now it's Sandfall. We got Sandfall doing things over there.
Just give all the money to Sandfall.
Yeah.
Just give all the money to
True.
Sandfall.
Yeah.
Let them do it.
Yeah, back that one, please, French government.
Yeah.
Before we get to the Xbox stuff, which I wanted to wait for you, Tim, so you could maybe bring up some footage of those 2 big games there.
Sure.
Just real quick about High Guard. Listen. I really don't want to I don't like taking dunks on games that aren't working or whatever. But every once in a while, it's hard not to. And it's okay to, just a little bit, So when this game launched at peak, it hit 100,000 players. Not bad. Not like breaking down the walls of records or anything like that, though. It has since dropped to about 10K players peak, on average, maybe even around 8. In response to this reception, the developer was like, we were never really intending on getting a big audience. We just need a good, dedicated, small audience. Well, you got one. I hope it's big enough for you. I hope it's small enough, big enough for you.
That's what
so I don't know. I find it really weird that this game launched with like no marketing. Maybe it was for budgeting reasons. Maybe it worked. Maybe it's going to work out. We didn't spend that much money on budgeting, so we don't have to worry too much about this. I really don't know how microtransactions work in this game or how they're going to get money. I'm sure things are monetized. I'm sure there's a battle pass and stuff like that. I just don't see a lot of people just giving up money to this thing that seems like it's the new Concord right now, and that's kind of what everyone online is saying. It's mostly negative reviews on Steam. It's not doing much better over on PlayStation 5. I think it's rated at like a 2.9 or a 3, which is like anything under a 4 is bad on that PS5 network review system. So I just don't think this came out in the way that they wanted it to. I don't know what game Jeff Keighley was playing when he was hyping this one up so much. I would like to invite everyone to remember that people pay for that last slot, so it's like, it's probably less of a like, I really like that game, and more of like they were willing to fork over the $1 million to have like the final slot or whatever.
Sure.
For however much that cost, to market that or to buy that slot on the Game Awards. But I don't know, man. Are y'all ever gonna play this game? Like talk about like things that are not for me. Like everything about this game is not for me.
It checks every
maybe
box
the
of what I
fantasy
don't
and
want
the
to play.
guns, might be the closest thing, that I like.
Maybe.
I mean, I
It's
have the
funny because
collector's
the Game
edition,
Awards
so-
had.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you do.
Chef
The Game
wasn't made
Awards
for you.
had so many like really memorable, like even just between Divinity 2 and Control Resonant, like those were such great reveals with some cool in-person like elements to both of those. Either one of those would have been an amazing finale, And now this, and then boom, you've got like either one of those. And there were others too. There were others that could have been like decent kind of final reveals, but those two stood out to me as like no brainer. Wrap up the show with that. End on a high.
This has happened before, and this is not even the worst version of it. I remember when Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez came out for the last reveal, and it was that shovelware Fast and the Furious game. It was shovelware. I'm not calling it anything else. That's what it was. And like, again, like someone was willing to pay that much money for the like. Sometimes that's what it is. Like that slot. Again, I think to get your commercials on this is like in the same ballpark as like Super Bowl commercials, like getting on during the Super Bowl time slot.
Jeff Keighley is all
hundreds
about
of thousands,
family.
Not millions of dollars. Yeah, I'm
all
sure
about
he
family.
is. I'm sure he is when they're writing him $1 million check. And I'm not saying that out of hate. Get your money, kid. Get your money. But yeah, like that's kind of what this feels like. Is this game kind of was sent out to die under the guise of being overhyped because of its like station like in the Game Awards. I don't think anybody fell for it. It didn't seem like anybody was like jazzed about this game.
Yeah, and you almost feel bad for the team that made it. I imagine they made something that they like. They probably are pretty proud of it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
They like
to
play it in office, maybe.
It seems like it's getting a decent number of players. Like you have in the notes here, like 100K peak on Steam isn't. Of course, it's not going to break any records or make any charts, but it's also not nothing. And it's got these kind of games. You never know what could happen if they put out the right updates. If they communicate with their fans the right ways, it could find that right groove and like be okay. It also could, be announced in a month from now that it's shutting its doors. So like who knows how this is going to go.
I just feel like this genre is already like it's overly saturated, and people are just very cynical.
I think it's out of style too. I don't know if this is like the premier genre right now either. You know what I mean? Like it was a few years ago, but I don't know. Like, are we still talking about Valorant like it's the greatest thing ever? Because this is kind of that parallel, Valorant. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just 3v3 on like these huge levels too. I hear like it's a nightmare trying to even find people to shoot, so you're just kind of stuck doing boring objectives. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Again, I don't know. I don't know where. It seems like there's design flaws in the game in terms of moment gameplay and stuff like that.
Yeah, so. I think honestly, I don't know that it would have hit the peak that it hit without that Game Awards boost. So I think you could say it probably got attention in a way that maybe it wouldn't have. This is just like a YouTube trailer release. But on the flip side, I think it got a lot of people going like, really? This is the one? Like everyone already kind of wanted to hate it. But so you had both, I think, outcomes being featured like that.
Well, there's a second like thing that they have to do to the audience too. It's like you have to convince us to play it, and then you have to convence us to spend money on it. You know what I mean? Like that's a 2-tier. Like you got a lot of people on the door.
Have you guys looked at the character designs? They're not.
They're not great, man. Yeah, they're not great. Yeah, their big thing is like you press one button, you're back on your pony. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about that either. Like it doesn't. None of that stuff bothers. None of that stuff moves the needle for me. So sorry to sound so negative about it. It doesn't sound like it's gonna have legs.
What it is.
This genre, and obviously it's asking a lot. Like, and that's really for any game. It's like you got to do something like really unique. And it's like, well, that's what does that even mean? It's a lot to ask, and it's not quantifiable.
Yeah.
Nothing the only thing that gets you points to really what wins the match is kills. So like doing all like the odd jobs around the map that doesn't really even do anything for you other than like maybe get you better weapons and stuff from what I understand. So it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of like. I hate to bring up Battlefield every single week, but whenever I get on Battlefield, like shooting is not the only thing you can do in that game. I'm not great at killing people. So it's like I can do other things in that game to make me feel useful. In a 3v3 game, if I'm jumping in on this, I'm such dead weight, you know, and like I can't even do anything to help the team. Shooting and the action's not going to be. I'm not going to be good at that. But like I can't even go around and help and do other things to like help the team, like other games of this nature does. So I don't know. I just imagine if one person dies, you know, and you have just two, you know, you have two people left or two people carrying the weight
Right.
for one. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just like there's just not enough. I would feel like dead weight in a game like this, and that's just because this is not really my genre and stuff. But like, I bet my point is, I bet the barrier to entry is pretty high on something like this as well. Like the settling into the flow of it if you're not used to these types of games. So you have someone like me who tries it and they're like, nope, this is not for me, and bounces really quickly. And that's how that 100,000 becomes 10,000 over the course of a week. So,
You know, it kind of reminds me of the early to mid 2000s when we just saw too many stabs at making an MMO, and everyone was trying to like copy elements of WoW, and it like there were so many of them. Like if we went back and looked, there's probably way more than we even could name. There were so many of them, and all of them were like subscribe, you know, $15 a month, whatever, and all of them had the same kind of basic structure. I think we're seeing a lot of that here, where they see a formula that's worked and they're trying to recreate it, and in some cases it works. You know, you get like Marvel Rivals and you got Arc Raiders. You got games that Arc Raiders isn't free, but you know what I'm saying. Like these kind of games that have a similar build of online centric PvE elements. You know, it's some of it works. Some of it really does work, and then other times you see something like Overwatch 2, which maybe it's doing great, but I feel like it just landed with a
not like Overwatch 1. Not as not the same.
It's sad that whenever you announce the game and you go, these guys are alumni from Titanfall 1 and 2, and then like this is like kind of what you get. Like you get everybody jazzed up, like, oh my god, is this going to be like Titanfall
By the way,
3
guys,
or something?
Titanfall 3,
like it,
we still there's still some things from Titanfall 2 we need resolved in the story, so we need Titanfall 3. We need.
I just want that game. It's one of my favorite like competitive shooters ever. It's so great, and the story's great.
Campaign was really fun. Yeah. Campaign was really good.
Incredible of that second game.
Yeah. Well, Highguard exists, guys. It has not shut down yet. It's been out for about a week, and it still exists. So
it might
it
might do great. Yeah, I guess the last stuff for news is Magard. Sure, yeah. The last stuff is just the Xbox Direct stuff that happened at the end of the month, where they showed off Fable and Forza 6. Forza 6 looking great, man. They made a whole engine for the cherry blossom physics. They're like, yeah, it has its own engine.
So cool.
Like, so we went out there and recorded what it was like when cars would fly by piles of cherry blossoms just to see how they kick up, and we created a whole physics system to like do that. And I'm just like, yeah, you didn't need to do that. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff in this. Like you can build your own compound and kind of like race compound and stuff like that. Other friends can come in and visit your compound, and like there are like you can create tracks there and different like buildings and stuff. I don't really know the full extent of what that is, but just the fact that they're having you like have a little city builder, if you will, that you have control over, seems really cool. And this game just looks awesome, man. It just looks so great. It feels like there's a lot of mechanics back from the original Horizon in terms of like how your licensing and license events works and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And this is my man, this is the setting I wanted, you know? Like we're in this like everything Japan, has to be Japanese now era. Everything's Japan, everything's samurai, everything's ninja.
Are we driving on the other side of the road, or does it not matter because most of the races are go wherever?
Yes. It probably doesn't matter, right? But yeah, and they did announce, and this was important to me, there is going to be downhill drift racing, downhill mountain drift racing, a la Initial D, because you have to have it. They were talking about how big the map was too. It does seem like it's a huge map. I mean, the amount of different like biomes this map seems to have is incredible. I know we're all big fans here. And one of the rare games that gets us all kind of competitive against each other too. Very excited.
5 it was so fun. It had this open world feeling. It had this like a little bit of arcade touch where like, let me top your high score. So, you know, a little bit of like Pac-Man days mixed in with this open world, go explore everything. And then these little touches of like upgrades. So they got this RPG dopamine hit that you would get as you upgrade. It had a little bit of all of that. And it
does that thing where it's like, now you did something, so now you get a wheel spin, and you spin a wheel and like get a, you know, it's like free loot, like your brain is just like, yay! Like that whole game is just about making your brain go, yay.
That was my first Forza game too.
Yeah, it's a good one to break your cherry on for sure. It's I mean, I love the amount of cars the game throws at you. I'm never gonna use any of these, but it's still cool. You know, it's just nice to just get like absolutely flooded with perks after you beat a race.
Stuff like this is gonna be wild. Being in actual downtown cities in
Yeah.
I will say, setting wise,
so
this
cool.
one definitely very excited. So,
Yeah,
very
it's
excited.
gonna be really cool, man. I'm really excited. It looks like a nice roster. I think like 500 plus cars. You know, like it's they really went all out with this one. You know, and they did bring a lot of those turn 10 guys over to work on this as well. So a lot of those people got placed back on this project. So at least they're kind of back home a little bit. So
yep. And it's not that far away. This release is on May 18th. It's coming out soon.
And this comes later in the year on PS5 as well. So if you don't want to get it on Xbox, it won't be day and date, but it will be out later this year. So that's super cool, man. Yeah, Microsoft has a big opportunity to be big this year. So
I agree. One of the other ones they had. Let me see if I can skim forward here.
What's that
I think it was the
Double Fine game.
Forgot about Beast of Reincarnation.
Oh, I forgot about this
is
game.
Beast of
Yeah,
Reincarnation.
Pokemon.
Kyle, come on.
I don't really care about Fable.
So Game Freak, of course, famous for the Pokemon games, and this is the first time I've seen them do anything outside of Pokemon and away from Nintendo. Yeah, I guess they have done some mobile stuff,
but they very much make sure that we know they are the Pokemon guys.
Yeah, they really wanted us to know.
Yeah.
I was actually shocked to see they're capable of graphics more than what we're used to seeing with Pokemon. I was like,
that's what I'm saying, man.
I'm like, they had this in the chamber. Not that this is like, AAA, like, mirror.
But this is what they're capable of. That's what's kind of infuriating about Pokemon.
Pokemon game to look like this, for Christ's
sake.
Like,
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, this legitimately, like, the combat looks fantastic. Like, this looks fun.
Cool. Yeah, I couldn't really get it looks more character action-y than like Soulsy. I doubt they're making a Soulsy game. I bet they're still making a very approachable, type of video game. It just seems like what they want to do. But I love the nature versus science and fantasy versus sci-fi kind of elements like that this game has in it. It looks cool, man. Yeah, another really Japanese coded game through and through. Also, like that's the
music is phenomenal. It gave me Nier vibes, like just straight up Nier vibes. I was like, all right, I'm here for it. I think this looks awesome, dude. And like the developers, when they were talking, they just seemed really like passionate about it and like really diving deep into it. But the combat's not even just character action; it's got elements of that, where it's like you kind of freeze
that little turn-based sort of.
Yeah.
It was actually like Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth coded, like because you're slowing down enough where you can kind of do some extra stuff going on. So this looks, I think, some attacks
with some timing button, little button presses and timing like that to do like more damage. Yeah, this looks really interesting. I'm curious.
I'm very much on board with this, and shame on Nintendo for holding Game Freak back, because this is, I mean, look at what they're like legitimately, this is what they're capable of. Like,
I want that fur on my Pokemon. Give me that,
right.
like, I'm not asking much.
That frame rate is steady and not 30.
Like, no thanks. That's all right. I think they.
And
like
I'm not a frame rate snob. I'm not a frame rate snob, but come on, like.
I am when it's 12 frames. I am.
We just agree though that it's obnoxious that Xbox is like, look at all our consoles. We have Xbox Series X and X. We have Xbox on PC. We have Xbox Cloud. I'm like, stop it. Just say it's on Xbox.
Just say Xbox. Yeah, I don't need all this. Yeah, that's insane.
Everything's an Xbox.
Also coming to PC and PS5, and it's supposed to come out this summer, although they didn't give a specific release date yet that I am aware of. So, and then we get Double Fine, of course, their most recent game, Keeper, which we talked about a little bit with Game of the Year when Jeff joined us to talk about some of those things. What is this new game of theirs? I forget. I don't even know what it's called.
So I got a little backstory on this in their, which like is very cool. In their studio, every month they do like we're gonna make a game real quick, and whoever wins that game contest, they get the ability to either pitch that game as a full game or pitch a real game as a full game. And this was one of those games in like the inner studio contest, and everybody ended up really loving it, and they turned it into a full-fledged game. And it's kind of like an online or competitive like game of some sort. I can't really tell, like objective based, competitive based like game. But like the twist is that you're molding your own like vase or vase or whatever. And the bigger you make it or the smaller you make it, you're a tank or a ninja character. The way that you form it, that it'll roll or be a little faster, a little slower when it rolls or moves around and stuff like that. And you have like full control of like of the clay or whenever you make your vase, and then you can decorate it and stuff like that too. Kind of giving me like, and this is a reach, but it's kind of giving me Rocket League type of vibes or whatever, like that type of competitive experience where you're kind of unlocking like new things to put on your car or new cars or whatever. You know, in this case, like new designs for your vase or something like that. So I couldn't really catch like what the gameplay was like, but it seemed like they were fighting each other and doing like objective based stuff. So.
A little isometric-y. I don't know if it's totally
isometric.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if I would dare. It's a cool,
creative. They're just so creative. Like, and like, what a cool idea of being like, hey guys, like, just think up of an idea, and we're just like kind of having fun, like shooting the shit sort of thing, and like, and now they're just like literally making a game.
More. And they said that anybody can participate. So even if you're not a designer and you're just like there as an intern or something, like everybody gets an opportunity to
throw your hat in the ring.
Yeah, throw your hat in the ring. So they seem like a really
that's
cool company to work for you.
I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like you're trying to put out the other teams. You're trying to put out the other teams like thing. So it makes me think of like League or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a game like a MOBA.
It's called Kiln. I just missed it. There it is.
Kiln, yeah.
Kiln.
And it's supposed to hit this spring.
Kiln.
There you go. Makes sense, of course.
Looks cool.
Pottery.
Looks unique. I mean, I won't play it, but.
Yeah, I actually really don't play any of their games ever, but I love that studio so much, despite them not really being my taste. But boy, I like that studio, just what they stand for. This is it.
Last but not least, the one we've been waiting for. We got a deeper look at Fable, which is, I believe, it looks like it's making good progress. It's one of those games that it's easy to write off as like, they'll never actually release it, but it looks like it's actually gonna happen.
Did it say that's coming out this year? Right? It's like they're thinking it's this year. You know, at the end of the
I don't think they gave a release date, but it's.
I think it was fall. Yeah.
Does it say fall? Okay.
I thought, I could have maybe just said late 2026, but
okay.
That's their objective is to come out this year. So.
What do you guys think of what you've seen of Fable so far? I mean, I know you guys have played the Fable games, right? I know I played 1 and 2 and a lot of 3. I didn't finish 3, but I played 1 and 2 and liked both of those a lot. They're very dated to play now, but I still think they're nostalgic and fun, I guess. But
I go back and play Anniversary all the time.
Okay.
I think that game holds up. It is dated.
Well, I started it last year or the year before. I can't remember.
That's right, you did.
And then I didn't follow through with completing it, but I do want to play the 3 of them because that series has always been one on the like that and Gears were like the 2 that I'm like I want to play these. Like these are the ones that I'm interested in. So and I've done Gears. I did all of Gears, so now I need to do Fable. So
these are fun. They were saying over 1,000 individual NPCs, all handcrafted, all voiced by different people. You can romance every single one of them. You can marry every single one of them. You can have kids with every single one of them.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Every single person has their own schedule, that they keep and walk around on. Everybody has their own like duties that they're doing in town. You can become a slumlord. You can buy all the properties and all of whatever this world is called.
Kick people out.
And then you can drive up the prices or lower them, and people will react to it. Be like, "Hey, aren't you like the guy that owns all this place? I'm homeless now because of you," and they hate you and stuff like that. So there's a reputation system. I think they said they got rid of like not binary, but like you're not going to grow horns or get a halo anymore. I think there is what they were saying. And I'm like, that kind of bums me out. I did kind of like that, but like everything you do impacts your reputation system. And one of the big choices that they talked about making in the game is in a previous trailer we saw the big giant guy from IT Crowd, the actor from IT Crowd, and apparently you can either choose to save him or kill him. But if you kill him, he's a giant, his body just flops onto the mountainside and then stays there for the rest of the game. And the neighboring town right next to that, the house pricing market will drop in price because there's a giant rotting corpse right outside of town, and everyone hates it.
Which is amazing.
So funny.
And like they're like, and that's just one of the choices, and that has lasting consequences across the entire game. And I'm like, that's exactly what I want, And you know what they're not doing? They're not doing the Peter Molyneux. You can do any just the buttering us up and like way overhyping the product. They're just like, this is what you can do. Here's an example of that. Boom, and they're not. I think that it was perfectly announced, in my opinion. and they seem.
And by the way,
jazzed
anyone
about
upset
making
about the
it.
character design, the main character doesn't look the way I want her to look, whatever. It's create your own character. You can
Yeah.
pick
Yeah.
your character's
Yeah.
gender and looks
Which
and
I
hair
feel
and
like we
all
all
of
kind
that.
of
So
assumed, right? Or at least like us
Yeah,
intelligent normal
I
people.
never.
Like,
In the past games, you didn't create your own character. Like you chose a binary man or male, and then you
oh,
would
did you?
change their
Okay.
hair over time.
you definitely didn't
Oh,
you
okay.
didn't customize them.
Yeah.
So that's
But
new.
it's
For
still
the series.
there's still
Okay.
like customizations. There still were customizations in terms of like haircuts and beards and stuff like that. But like,
Right.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah.
at the very least it was that. But yes, I think there is a full blown character creator in this now. So like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it showed the wardrobe where you had like a couple different male and female characters trying on outfits.
Yeah.
It was swapping around. So I'm like,
I'm cool.
it's pretty safe to say.
Perfectly happy with that. And it looks like they didn't really change that about the combat. You still have like your magic in one hand, you got your sword in your other, you got your bow and arrow, and it just seems like a more fluid version of kind of what's come before.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is exactly what I wanted.
I
just wanted Fable.
That's cool.
I didn't want them to reinvent the wheel, really. I didn't need them to like really shoot for the stars here. I just make it deep, and make it just the way it's supposed to be, and it kind of feels like it's.
See, even this so this is your main character now, right? It's a totally different character than what we've seen in some of the trailers. So now this is a guy, and then of course you have the ability to, as you said, romance pretty much anybody in the game, which is hilarious to me too, because that can make for some probably really really funny things. You can probably make it very like quote unquote realistic, and you go after the one that you think is the right match for your character, or you can just go. I can just imagine what Jeff's character is going to look like when he makes it, and then who he's going to romance. It's probably going to be freaking hilarious.
I mean,
can't wait.
You could basically just have a cult, like a sex cult, and you're just married to everybody. You're knocking everybody up, like, like just,
yeah. I thought I saw some.
To me, Kyle, it seems like they are
though.
shooting for the stars. I feel like they are shooting for the stars because, like, a lot of games, and this is why I was like joking last time, where I was like, I said like I've said in the past, I'm like, like the games with like the exceptional detail of like seeing a character live out their life. Like, yeah, some games have done that in the past, of course, but like to the level of this detail, this seems insane. Like.
I guess what I mean by not shooting for the stars is they're not reinventing the wheel of what Fable is. It's just Fable.
Yeah.
The bones are there. It's the same structure. They're going for the same things. It's just like we have more technology now to make those mechanics and systems deeper and better.
Yeah.
And more synergy between all the systems and stuff like that. I also like that it's not like techno-industrial revolution. Like 3 was like way too into the future for me. Like you're using muskets, and I'm like, I really like swords and shield. Like keep my fantasy pure fantasy. Like I don't mean to be a stickler, but but like I like that this is like high fantasy. There's vines and giant pumpkins everywhere, and dealing with giants and stuff like that. I do think you're right though, Dan. I think that they are really like in terms of like. Maybe they're playing within the confines of what Fable is. They're really going all out on all the systems, though, in a way that they're trying to blow the doors off of like all the systems. I think, and that's the way to do it, man.
I mean,
make Fable, but better. That's all you have to do. Like no one wanted anything different, So I think that they read the room on this.
Like taking Mass Effect for example. Obviously, we like Mass Effect, but like people were furious about the ending, right? They were so furious about the ending.
Yeah,
and it's like that's kind of what it is. I feel like with a lot of those games where it's like, oh, you can make choices, but like it's very like it just doesn't feel organic, or like it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of like I don't know, there's just not a lot to kind of chew on. And this just, I mean, I could be wrong. This seems like there's going to be a lot to chew on, and just like having 1,000 individuals, and like doing all these different things and having all these different paths. And I don't know, it just seems almost impossible to make a game like this at this.
And I can't really remember if they talked about how the open world would be, if it was going to be a full-blown open world, or if it was going to be kind of like corridory, like the last 3, where like maybe there's big giant open areas, but usually like you load out to the next section, and then that section might just be a road, and you take that road, and that road leads to town, and that's another section, and like I don't mind that. I don't mind if it's like that. It's a good way to like keep everything kind of smaller in scope and not loading. Skyrim runs the way that it runs because it's loading the whole world every single time it opens that game. So I forget if this trailer kind of went into that, but like I'm fine either way. I think with what this team knows about with open world games, it's like that Playground. I think that they can really craft a very interesting world with a lot of things to do in every corner. It seemed like there's going to be a lot of like job mini games and a lot of different ways to like interact with like the economy and stuff like that. So, telling you, man, It's just humming, man. I think this project's humming. It reminded me of how excited I was when that Perfect Dark trailer came out right before they canceled it. So I was like, "This looks
sad.
great."
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for them to cancel this game any day now, I guess is my point.
But
Kyle,
it is
don't
wild,
jinx
you
it.
know. I know
Don't jinx
Xbox is sharing the love across all platforms, but they've got Forza coming out this spring. They've got this
Yeah.
new Game Freak game hitting this summer, and then you've got Fable coming this fall. Like, it's looking
From
like a
what
strong
it
year for
seemed
their
like,
studios.
this is coming out day and date, I think, on Xbox and PS5. I think they didn't
Yeah.
specify that it was coming out on separate dates. So I guess
Yeah.
not specifying doesn't mean
Which is different, right? Because now we're not thinking about like which console will have a better year. It's more about like which studios. Like they're more of a publisher that happens to have a console available if you want. It's interesting.
Forza, for example, went out of their way to be like, it's coming out on Xbox first, and it's coming out on PS5 later in the year. They just didn't make that delineation, or they didn't make that.
It's kind of weird. Part of me is like, just go all in, man. Just put it out on PS5.
You should. What's the like? It's all about making money, right? Why separate the market? Like, just put it all out, man.
Launch
you know. And I think maybe Forza maybe just be a little. I think Fable is gonna be the introduction to a whole new generation of how like Xbox deals with their games. And I think they are.
I'm hoping Fable's like September, October, because we got Grand Theft Auto slated for November, assuming it stays in that spot.
I didn't need it to come out too late. Yeah, I need that. Yeah, August, September would be nice. You know.
Yeah. Get some breathing room in there. You know, you need some breathing.
Yeah, I would say September, maybe early October at the latest. That still gives you a good month plus. That'd be great.
Right,
that'd be ideal.
Hopefully, by the time we're playing this game, Rockstar just goes, "We're delaying GTA 6 again."
Yeah,
we'll be playing this game in August, and they're like, "Guess what, guys? We're not coming out this year." Like, all right.
Well, I did see some clips too, and I was looking for them just now, couldn't find them, but I did see some clips of, I know there was blacksmithing at least in Fable 3. I can't remember if there was any in 2. Was there any in 2? I know there was in 3 for sure.
I don't know. There's usually these mini games were kind of always. I think 2 was the beginning of like those kind of mini games.
But this one looked a lot more like, it reminded me of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with the blacksmithing a little bit more with what they were showing with the. So I was like, ooh, I'm in. And I know if
they're kind of
Fable,
one
like you
button
said,
mini games in the last couple, so it does look more involved. Yeah.
It does look more involved. Yeah, I'm excited for this game, man. This is gonna be a good one.
I think it looks cool, man. So. I like this series. I know 3's not everyone's favorite, but like it's for the most part to me a pretty untarnished series. I think it's a fun series. I don't know why it ever went away. That damn VR game, I guess, or not VR, that Kinect game, I guess, killed this whole IP. So
sure did.
Good job.
Sure did. All right, well, I think that's it for news, right? Unless I'm skipping over something. Yeah. Thanks for doing that, Kyle. Thanks for holding down the fort. Had to go do some parenting things. Parenting is always parenting. It is what it is.
Sometimes you gotta crack some skulls. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to. So there's a couple of older games that I'm playing, you guys, and they both fit in an aesthetic that usually falls more towards both of you. And it's just the things that I've been playing a little bit of. Don't know if you guys have ever played these games. I played them back on the DS back in the day. I think I played 2 of them, but they come in bundles now. I think there's like 6 games, maybe more, and they always go on sale. So I was like, I'm just gonna give these a shot. So I've been playing a little bit of Phoenix Wright.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say Castlevania.
I've never played these games.
Castlevania.
Yeah. So I played these on the DS back in the day. I always thought it was fun the way you have to like poke around and find clues and evidence and look through the documents and figure out the right thing to present when you object and all this. Like it's all it's not like a Saturday morning cartoon a bit, but you also have to pick what things to do. And there's like a little health bar. If you present the wrong things too many times in a row, then you lose or whatever. So, but they do have an ongoing story between you and these other, it's not just Phoenix, right? I think there's other attorneys who take the limelight in some of the other games, but
anyway, I was gonna say there's other ones.
It's kind of
right?
fun. Yeah. I do like them. Yeah. It's very, very like visual novel, point and click adventure combo between those two things. Like, so if you like those kinds of things, and sometimes I am in the mood for that stuff. Sometimes I think Dispatch kind of really got me getting that itch again of like, man, I want to play stuff with a good story that just let me experience it, man. So, it was like $30 to get the trilogy. So pretty cheap to get.
That's not too bad.
To get all these, or maybe it was for the full collection. Because now I have like 2 trilogies, and anyway.
Are these voice acted, or are you reading?
Later on ones might be. Right now it's just reading. Like the first game that I fired up, it's just reading. But like they'll say things like, remember on the DS, there'll be like a one-word thing. He'll be like, objection. Like you hear that.
Yeah.
You hear that kind of stuff. Or hold
That's
it.
fun.
Objection.
But
I remember in the
Yeah.
DS, you used to have to like scream into the mic, like and stuff like
man.
that. Yeah.
Especially for Nintendogs. I remember doing that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, Nintendogs.
The DS was great. You know,
Still one of
we
my
didn't
favorite
know we were in the middle of the
platforms.
greatest generation of gaming ever when we were there.
Still one of my favorite platforms.
It's probably my favorite platform of all time, probably.
Well, guys, another one I fired up, but now I am second guessing whether or not I should just charge ahead despite my misgivings, or wait until an official Switch 2 update comes out. Because I got to tell you, there are elements of this that really don't look as good as I know it does on other platforms, and now I really want to play it. So I'm at a crossroads here. I'm playing some Persona 5 on my Switch too.
I didn't see that come. Oh yeah, no,
I
did see it because you mentioned it.
Yeah,
I think you mentioned it, right?
Yeah, so I really wanted to. I've always wanted to give this game like my full attention and just play it, and I'm like, let's just do it, man. I kind of want to right now, so why not? Let's just dive in and play it. And it was on sale.
Yeah.
I think it was like $20 or something on the Switch too. And I immediately didn't even think about doing too much research. I was like, this is gonna be great. It's gonna look great. The trailer for it looks great. Let's do it. And then I got to some areas and I was like, ooh,
it's rough on the
clarity
Switch.
is not real great. It's a little rough on the
Yeah.
Switch. Now, if it were to get a full Switch 2, this is a review from a few years ago, by the way, on Switch Up. So this is an older review. There are sections of it, like you're looking at right here. I mean, it looks fine overall, but there's some sections I was like, this looks so grainy. And I know Persona 5 is a really pretty game. Like, what a bummer.
It is.
And so I started doing some research online after I bought the game, obviously, which is fine. It was on sale, and it's totally worth the money. But I did some research, and people have been asking for a Switch 2 update since day one of Switch 2. Like, people want this game to be up to snuff. Now, apparently, when you dock it on the Switch 2, it's a little better. Just kind of has this natural, like, it looks a little bit cleaner, which is surprising to me. I would think on the smaller screen it would look cleaner because there's less screen space to fill. But anyway, all that to say, I am having fun with it though. Like, it was fun to jump back in, and there's parts of it like, oh yeah, I do remember this because I played the game for a little while when it came out back in, what was that, 2017? Was that the year this game was out? I think, which is crazy. That's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I am having a lot of fun with it. It's got so much personality. It's got so many colorful, interesting characters. It's got a really intriguing story, just like all the Persona games do. I remember playing a lot of Persona 4 Golden on my PSP back in the day. I think I actually played it on the Vita, but yeah, I had the PSP one. And these storylines are always really intriguing, and the characters are always really interesting and fun to be around and to talk to. It's got its quirks for sure. It's very Japanese in a lot of ways, but to me, it's all the good parts of those kind of stereotypes. I think it's all good and very fun. But anyway, playing it, liking it, hoping that there is some sort of
my favorite games of all time.
Switch 2
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm having a good time.
5 is great.
I understand completely that even I think it was 2017, even in a year like that, it was the winner for a lot of people as their favorite game of the year. I can't hold that against people, even though I think stuff like Breath of the Wild I like better, stuff like Mario Odyssey I personally like better. That doesn't mean that
it's insane that all those games come out in the same year.
Up there. I know. Horizon Zero Dawn came out that year. Yeah, it was a crazy one.
What a year.
So anyway, so those are some of the things that I'm playing. As far as watching, really nothing super special that I've been watching, although I am heavily considering jumping into that show Invincible finally. I just haven't taken time to do it. I do want to watch it.
Yeah, me too.
Good time.
I
need to watch it.
Is season 4 about to come out? Is that the one that's coming out?
It's about to come out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't watched any.
What about you guys? What are you playing? Dan, what are you playing these days? Anything that you've been dabbling in as we go through this first month of the year without anything new that's taking over most of our time? Like, what are you dabbling in? And you know what? I'll give you a pass. You can talk about 2025 games briefly if you need to.
Thank you. Thank you for that gracious proposal. It's very kind of you. So as far as play, so mostly watching, and this has been all these weeks of us, doing our game of the year. So it's been an accumulation. Because I've been predominantly playing Octopath, and goddamn that game. Whew. this series, man, come on. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, yeah, I want turn-based RPGs. It's like, well, there's one right fucking here. Like, just play it, goddammit.
These games better
Stop
sell
being
well.
an idiot.
They better all sell
Like,
well with how much I see people
it
posturing about
seems like
old
they're
school RPGs.
not doing the typical Square thing of like, oh, this didn't sell like 8 million. Like, they seem to be like okay, like, about it with what's going on with the sales. So, you know, fingers crossed, like, that continues and they have a positive outlook on it. Cause like, I'll be furious if this series ends. I will be so furious. But
I'd be
Octopath
surprised
Traveler
if it
Zero,
ends.
yeah, is wonderful, and it's also incredibly long. It's such a long game. Like, the last like main thing that I was talking about when we were doing the goatees, and I was like, oh, like how it kind of has expanded, and now there's like all these kingdoms and like all this bigger stuff's happening, and then like it felt very like, oh, this could be like where the game ends, and it's like, no, it's not actually. Like, it's still going. The game just keeps going, and I knew the game was long, but I didn't know exactly how long. And I think How Long to Beat says it's like 100. It's like 80 to 100, like the actual like main story. So it's like, oh, so it's like Persona. Like, I'm just playing Persona 5.
Yeah, it is like Persona. Yeah.
So,
speaking of long games,
but Kyle, just like Persona 5, it is wonderful pretty much most of the time. Like, it just absolutely like just it keeps you engaged, because like even when I was playing 5, because I love 5, it is also one of my favorite games. Like, there were moments where it's like, okay, this is kind of like getting like drawn, and then like something would happen, like, all right, I'm right back in, and I'm right back in. So it's
5
like,
does have a couple moments where you're like, we gotta wrap this up, but like there are moments where it brings you back in.
It's
like,
worth
right,
it on the other side, right?
Yeah, you got me.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So it's kind of similar.
Like a gauntlet.
Yeah, it's similar with this, but like obviously this is not as linear, because you can choose like, oh, I'm gonna do this quest, like this storyline, and like you can, whereas Persona is very like, it has its set thing going on. So but yeah, Octopath Traveler 0, wonderful. So things that I've been watching, I will list all the movies that I've watched these past few weeks. I watched the new Superman. Fun movie.
Oh,
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know why everybody has to be a dumb, annoying nerd about everything.
I think most people
completely
liked it,
wonderful movie.
I thought people liked it, didn't they?
Yeah, people liked it.
I don't, it's always got to be like well, now it's like Henry Cavill's Superman versus the, like, oh, it's like people.
Yeah, that's the 10 Snyder fans out there doing that. They have a lot of body.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it reminded me of like the reactions to Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where generally speaking, everyone liked it. Some people were like, "No, I don't like it," and I already didn't like it before it even came out. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I think most people enjoyed it.
Yeah, 3 was great.
Well, that's probably the Chris Pratt effect, because people are starting to like him less and less nowadays.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him.
Although Pedro Pascal is taking over, and he's the one who's in everything now. So Chris Pratt, I think, is
and people are
like okay with him again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
We're coming back.
It's funny because Pedro Pascal's been working since he's like been 16, and he's like 50 now.
Right.
And he's just now making it, and now we're all like, "Get this guy out of here!" I'm like, "This guy's worked his whole life for this. Like, let him have his moment. Like,
let him have it.
I know.
Yeah, let him have it.
Yeah.
And he's nice. Like, he's not an asshole. Like, just let him have it.
He's a nice dude. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Nice people get bullied. Nice people are the ones that get bullied. So. I will say Nathan Fillion's hair in Superman is freaking stupid. That's a dumb
it's
haircut.
comic accurate. It's the exact
canon.
Comic,
sure.
It's the exact haircut in that. And it fits his personality.
Every single human being that ever had that hair, like, what were you doing? That's the same. You know what? It's the same energy as the mullet. Like, the mullet is just not a good haircut, and neither is the bowl cut. All right, just gonna say.
I don't know. Tell that to Mad Jack Mullet. Tell that to Mad Jack Mullet.
All right, that's fair. I watched Sinners finally, because I mean, people have been talking about that for a little while. Sinners is fantastic movie.
Incredible.
Weapons was wild. That's a wild movie.
One of my favorite endings. It's one of my favorite endings in the history of endings.
Yeah.
Greatest ending ever. It's so good.
Yeah.
What is Weapons? I don't think I heard of this one.
Weapons is the new Zach Krieger movie.
It's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie. He's the guy who did Barbarian.
Yeah, hard pass. I just looked at the like some of the pictures from it. I'm like, never mind. I'm not gonna watch this.
It's really good. It's really good, and
it's got great reviews.
It's wild.
People love it.
Yeah, it's wild. And then I'd say like out of all these, and I'm not saying I disliked it, but it's the one I disliked the least out of the four, is One Battle After Another. It just felt super
Oh, interesting.
long. It just felt very, very
Wow.
long.
I think it's maybe one of my favorite movies of all time. So that's interesting to hear.
Oh,
Win
okay.
the Oscar
All right.
this year, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna win the Oscars. I think it's
gonna win everything. Yeah.
It's a very high quality movie. I guess like I don't know, with movies like that, and I don't even know like how to even explain it, like because there's just like I feel like that movie's like a certain style, and it's just like I don't know, like it just certain moments, I guess they kind of just like let it breathe, and it works sometimes for me, and then other times it doesn't. Also, what's his face in that movie was just kind of he made me uncomfortable. It was just he's a gross dude.
Sean Penn, he's gonna win the Oscar.
Yes,
for
thank
that
you.
role.
Yes, thank
He's
you.
gonna win it.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a
People talk about
fantastic
him
job
a
at the
lot.
role.
You
Fantastic,
are supposed to feel that way. How you're feeling
Yes,
right now.
yes,
That's
yes,
what you're
absolutely.
supposed to be evoked of.
He nailed it. He nailed it. I was uncomfortable. So,
one thing I'll say too is
but-
it's not that common for when like on Rotten Tomatoes, for example, for the critics and the audience to agree wholeheartedly. Like
Sure.
usually you're gonna have critics love it, but audience is like this is dumb
Sure.
or whatever, and vice versa. You'll have like a 30% critics, but audience is like 90%. We love it. This one is really high on both of those scoring.
One battle after another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think audience.
No, I definitely acknowledge it. Like, I mean, Kyle saying it's one of it. Like, that makes sense. I totally like. It makes sense.
Sinners
to me
too, by the way.
Like, I watched it.
Sinners even more so.
Yeah, Sinners probably even more so. You know? Sinners is more fun. You know, it's a more fun watch. You know?
Yeah.
But I would say that like One Battle After Another, I thought it was going to be a really oppressive movie about about whatever about its subject matter, and it's funny too. Yeah. I think Benicio del Toro is hilarious in that movie. I think he's so hilarious. I think when he goes, that line where he's like, "You can't have fear, no fear," like Tom fucking Cruise, and then tells the guy to jump out of the car. It's so great. Like it's so stupid. He gets pulled over. And the cops are like, "You've been drinking today?" He's like, "I had a couple small beers."
Where's he been? I feel like I haven't seen him in movies in like I don't even know how long.
All the time, buddy. He's in stuff all the time. Every year he's in something.
All right, well then, screw me then. Like apparently I'm just blind.
Dan, I'm with you. I don't watch enough movies to know where they've been, but
yeah, apparently I'm just not watching the right ones. Yeah. And then anime wise, all right, Kyle, you ready? All right, we're gonna do the anime here.
Hold on. Let me real quick.
So Kyle, I don't know if you've seen this one. I'm gonna mention this one first. Because something about the title of this one, I was just like, I don't know. It sounds kind of like lame just because the title is kind of lame. Solo Leveling. Have you watched Solo Leveling?
Yeah, I talked about this on this podcast and recommended it to you.
Yeah, you've talked about this before.
Okay. Yeah. Well, obviously I forgot. So, but I was surprised by how much I liked it. So my buddy was like, let's watch like the first couple episodes. And I was like, all right. He'd like explain the concept. I was like a little bit sort of like isekai, but like kind of like turn on its head a little bit. Because
this is also Korean. Life. It's not anime, so this is Korean.
Right.
It's
yes.
Anime.
Yes.
No, that's
so
it's anime. Let's get real. Yeah,
I'm just gonna call it anime.
This is the people who draw the lines in this channel and this stuff. I'm like, guys, it's Eastern animation. Like, let's let's move it. Let's move the combo along here. You know.
So Tim, I don't know if you know what an isekai is, but it's the animes where like the person in the real world, like our real world, gets transported to this like fantastical world, and now they're like, oh man, how did I get here? And then it's the things happen, the story happens. So this is like the isekai world like merges with the real world, like portals start opening up and like all the fantastical creatures start pouring through, and like people's like inner innate abilities like come out. So like now you're like you could wake up and be like, oh, I'm a B level like warrior or whatever, and then you go and you fight those creatures, and it's like now people have all these jobs of like being warriors and mages and so on and so forth. So this guy here, he's like a little weakling like guy in the first episode, but like he like knows because he's been going on missions and he's like low level. So he's just like a little weakling guy, gets hurt all the time, and things happen, and obviously then like he's no longer a weakling guy, and I'm not gonna obviously get into the spoilers of that, but he's the one that's solo leveling. So something happens to him where there's suddenly he's able to essentially in real life treat his training and like he's like leveling up like it's a video game.
Yeah,
like, so he's like gaining all these abilities.
The way I explain it to people is like if everyone else is like they wake up with powers, the power he wakes up with is the power to be a video game character.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
running increases his stamina. You know, like doing he's
It's like Skyrim,
like
like real life
little
Skyrim.
quests will pop up and he's like, why am I seeing these windows? And like it'll be like quest
Right.
available, do 500
Yeah.
push-ups, you know, and you'll get a prize, and that prize is like a weapon or something like that. Nobody else has this power. He's the only person who has this
Right.
power. So
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah,
That
and
sounds fun.
it's an all fights, no story type of anime. Like there's no time to tell any kind of story or anything like that. Like it's just like,
I
what
mean,
am I gonna
Yeah,
kill
you could
this?
tell in
a
the
story,
trailer that we
but,
were
like,
watching.
It's not really a
even
story,
even
dude.
even in the trailer, there's a lot of blood.
There's an
A lot of blood.
island. Some stuff happened on an island. You know. I don't know.
Yeah. His
but
mom's
yeah,
sick. You know, these are all
right.
characters.
That was nice. That was nice. You know, he's
Yeah.
helping out his mom. But yeah, I was just surprised by it, like, because again, the title's just kind of boring. Solo leveling, like whatever. But I actually was I liked it, so I thought it was a fun watch. Now, Jujutsu
It's
Kaisen,
everyone's like favorite thing ever. It's okay. I liked it
Yeah.
quite a bit, but like people are like, this
Yeah,
is my
yeah.
favorite thing in the history of ever. I'm like, it's fine, guys. You know, it's pretty alright.
I could see somebody saying that about Jujutsu Kaisen, because Kyle,
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, I finally sat down and watched, because a couple of years ago I tried sitting down and
You would.
I guess I just wasn't feeling it at that time. Sometimes that happens with me in
It's a
anime.
rough few
I watched the
episodes
first.
too. It's a rough
Yeah.
there's few episodes. There's like
but I
5
finally
episodes
got
at the
through
front
it.
there that are rough.
Yeah, but the very first one is just like, there's just not like a ton going on until the very end of the episode. So, but once you get through those first two, like it basically is establishing what's like going on. So, the animation in this series, holy shit,
It's out of control.
God damn.
It's movie budget like
so
animation.
This right here, like this episode, Kyle, like that's the one that melted my brain. Where
the one where they're fighting the restaurant,
with that white that he was fighting the white. He was fighting the white sort of figure guy.
Oh, the summon. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've watched a lot of anime for many years of my life.
It's the greatest anime sequence I've ever seen in my life. Actually, that just got beaten last week by this show.
Oh, well, there you go. There you
go.
But
at that time, I was like, I've never seen anything like this, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Like, there were moments, because again, we've watched a lot of anime. There were moments in that fight where I was like, I don't actually even comprehend what's happening, but all I know is it's beautiful, and my mind loves every moment of this, and it's art. It's just art, man. Like, it's just really pure art. It's wonderful.
Looks great.
But like,
Mappa's like the best studio ever. Mappa really brings it home.
Yeah, they're fantastic. But it's really a fantastic show. There's a lot of like lore going on, so it does have depth to it.
A lot of jargon.
It has a lot of layers, a lot of jargon. It's one of those animes. There's a lot of jargon. You might have to like maybe rewind and be like, what are they even saying? Like, what are they trying to explain? So like, it's in depth. It's not shallow. So it's
there's a lot of world building, and this one's about like sorcerers and stuff like that, like modern day, like sorcerers and curses, like they're fighting, you know, cursed spirits and demons and yada yada. It's negative cool stuff. It's based off of like real Japanese lore, you know, yokai and all that good stuff. So it's cool, man. It's great. I'm telling you, dude. Season 3, there was an episode last week that it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. The episode was 30 minutes long. It was a longer episode in terms of anime. I'm telling you, the last like 12 to 15 minutes were, I've never seen anything like it in my entire life.
So even more insane than that episode. Even more insane.
Doesn't even compare.
I can't even comprehend that. I can't even comprehend.
You're not going to comprehend this. I'll tell you that.
See, I was going to wait for the 12 episodes to finish, and now I'm like, I don't know if I can wait. I don't know if I can wait for the first half.
You can wait. You're trained at waiting. Just wait. You're all right.
I am, but this is really good. The movie's great too, which the movie is important because it's also like gives you a lot of lore of what clearly is going into this season, because a certain person pops up, which the movie is
you gotta know who that person is. Him popping up,
exactly.
It's funny because during the entirety of the Shibuya arc during season 2, I was like, where the heck is that guy? Like it's so funny. Like season 3 immediately opens up with him. I'm like, here we go.
Cool. There he is.
Yeah, great anime.
It's wonderful. So I'm very happy that I got through that hump, got over that hump.
Nice.
So that's all I got.
Very good. Those are some good. I mean, we brought up trailers if you're just listening to the show to kind of watch some of the visuals that Dan was describing. They look really impressive. So there you go. There's some good recommendations for you if you're looking for something to watch. Kyle, what about you? Anything you've been playing or watching you want to highlight?
So I have been playing nothing but Octopath Traveler 0 since last week. Like 25 hours in now. I am beyond the like redemption story and into the big kingdom stuff that you're talking about. Like you even have like a thing where it's just like this is the finale. Like it's even called that. You go and do it, and it's like, nah, dude, this is like the third waypoint, buddy.
This is the first finale.
Yeah, this is the first finale. Yeah. That game is incredible. There was a moment like I think it was like the moment I asked you, like, is the story like as good in this game? And then like it's the story with the guy and his sister, and I'm gonna be so vague, I just don't think it's a spoiler. The guy and his sister, and like he thinks his sister is dead, and he used to work for the bad guys, and like he goes on this like kind of suicide like that literally happened after I asked you that, and I go, I don't even need you to answer the question anymore, Dan. Got my answer. It's incredible storytelling in this game. Absolutely high stakes. So incredible. The voice acting is great, music's great. Everything's great, man. I'm having the time of my life playing this game. I love how easy it is just to like, you have 8 people. For the longest time, I thought the back row was just like giving support. I didn't even know you could just like switch them out and not waste a turn at all. Final Fantasy X style.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Did you not know? Okay.
I mean, I've learned it really quick. It's not like I went the whole game not knowing, but like I was like, this is the thing I can do.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And like, so you just trade a guy, and so I just making a team synergy and getting like all the right people in the right spot and making sure the right people are behind the right people. It's just so fast. It's so kinetic. It keeps the battles going. I love this game so much. I think it's so incredible. I'll also be really mad if they cancel this game. I don't really know how this one's doing, but I hope it's doing good enough. So
I could be wrong. I'd be surprised if they pull the plug on this.
I don't think these games are asset flipped video. I mean, they can't be that expensive to make, you know. Like, and I mean asset flipped like, and lovingly, like I do, like when I talk about Yakuza. Like they're doing a really good job of keeping things under budget by flipping assets and making games in the same world over and over again, using similar soundtracks. You don't have to go in and reorchestrate 70 more songs, and you're just giving us better writing every time. Because I do think, like, I do agree that like last games, like characters were better, but I think the stories are better in this game. I really do. I think that the stories are really good. And immediately,
it does feel more interconnected, which was like the thing that I wanted.
And I feel like there's more immediate payoffs, whereas the stories in the last game, like the payoffs weren't kind of until like the very end.
Yeah,
you know? There was more of an arc, whereas like these are just kind of like, they're like, man, quick, you get quick like feedback on kind of these stories and stuff like that. I just love it so much. I think it's great. I'm having such a great time playing. It's all I want to do in terms of playing.
Because the first one did really well, and then I think the second one is like, it reviewed better but like sold less, because like I think some people were like, oh, it's like it's the same thing, and it's like, well, I mean, yes and no, but like the second one is amazing, one of the greatest RPGs of all time, and then this one's a prequel, so it's like especially Zero reusing assets and music, even though there is new music and new stuff too in this. I think I saw somebody say like 30 to 40% of it is new. And I
again, I don't mind you using the music soundtrack in this game is so good, the series, that like I want you to reuse songs. I want to hear those like stings on certain like, you know, villages I come back to, and I'm like, here we go again, man. I know this song. So I don't need. I just like this is it, man. Like you could get good money back from this game, I think, as long as people are paying attention. Because I just don't think there's a lot of like overhead here. I don't think you're putting a lot of budget into this game because you don't have to.
We don't have any sales numbers for Zero yet. Obviously, it's too soon. But
how's too?
Sounds like overall as a series, last month Square announced that it's over 6 million total.
Okay.
Most of those being
all right. That's higher than I thought, because I know they announced a number. I just couldn't remember what it was. So
yeah.
All right, that makes me happy. That makes me happy.
I also the last game I did was I reigned in the new year by beating Baldur's Gate 3 with my original party, my original campaign party.
That's right, you did.
2.5 years later, you know, we finally brought it home. Got a horrible ending because towards the end, one of our buddies in our group kind of went against group and started becoming kind of the bad guy of our group. but it was fun.
Uh-oh.
It was never not fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was never not fun. And me getting on and like immediately being aggro to my friend because like he's like, you know, being a bad guy or whatever. It was just so worth it. Again, it felt like I was at a table playing D&D, man. Like where I like these budding rivalries are happening, you know, because people are making poor decisions, or maybe their dice rolls just suck, so you get mad at them. We flubbed a dice roll that was super easy. Major decision. You know, we needed to get a 6. He rolled a 3.
Oh.
Yeah, like a mini dice to get like this opportunity. He still failed. I just remember just laying into him. I can't believe, like, why are you even rolling the dice? Why is it you who's even making this decision right now? You know, because everyone's running to the quest giver to like be the person to make the decisions. It was chaos. I loved it. I loved everything about this game. I couldn't believe how there are so many choices you make through the game. I'm just shocked. No wonder this game's like third act was constantly being built even after it was like came out. Like the third act was constantly getting updates and like things added and new endings and yada yada. I feel like every single decision I made, like everything was reflected in our ending. And the way that it ended, and this is not a spoiler, but my guy ended up because it's our story, you know, it's not going to end the same for you guys. My buddy ended up like succumbing to the mind flayers because he's like, I want the power, so like I don't want the power of the mind flayers, and in the epilogue turned into a mind flayer and killed all of us. So even though we won, we beat the big bad, the whole world was great or whatever, the price of it though, the price of that power was him turning and killing everybody. So that's how our campaign ended. You know what, he'll be on his deathbed and I'll remind him of this as often as I can for the rest of his life. So,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
never had an experience like this game in my entire life. Would dare ask this group to play it again. Like, hey, let's get the band back together and play it again. But like, it probably never happened. This took 2 years to beat. So, what a commitment. But yeah, what a great experience. I too have been watching a lot of anime because that's what I do apparently in December and January. I think like the holidays roll around, I go, I think I want to become a kid again and watch a bunch of anime.
Huh.
So
it's like
went
Saturday morning
back
cartoons.
and it feels like it, yeah. So I went back and finished My Hero Academia, which wrapped up completely.
Oh yes, me too, Kyle. I forgot to mention that one.
The heck, that was great. When I stopped at anime, it was season 5, and I was like, "This I can't watch. It's just boring. I can't watch this anime anymore. I had to take a break. Like it was so boring to me." I did not feel the same way about seasons 1 through 4. Those seasons were impeccable, premium anime shonen adventure. You know, 5 was just a kind of a very slow season. And then from 6, 7, and 8, those last 3 seasons are just breakneck speed, final boss fights. And like the whole last season is one long fight. Like it's just like 12 episodes of a nonstop fight with some of the most epic moments in like ever, you know, in anime, you know.
The emotions
loved
are high.
every second of it. Emotions are high. Yeah. It's another one where I'm like, this
169
is like a generation.
episodes. Holy crap!
Yeah.
That's a lot of show.
It's
compared to One
Piece.
I mean, yeah.
This is a lot of people's Dragon Ball Z. Like this is a generation's Dragon Ball Z. They grew up. They grew up and became human beings while watching the show, and it was still being a 40-year-old man. It still was very appealing to me. I still very much enjoyed it. It was
I
very
felt
cool
similar with the end of this as far as like the payoff and feeling satisfied as I did with Attack on Titan. Like it had a satisfaction to it.
I was so satisfied with the ending. I feel like endings are hard. Oftentimes they're very rough, and you know, and I give a lot of like, it was good for, you know, they did the best they could. I have no notes. Like it was great. You know, the way that ended was great. I got no notes. Yeah. Imagine like finishing up the Attack on Titan and being like, they could have done this, but shut up, walk into traffic. Like that's insane. You have no notes
some
about
people,
that anime.
some people did, but you know.
The last one, which I'm still kind of wrapping up right now, is 2 more, excuse me, and I'll blow through them real quick. Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. I've finished the first season of that anime. Incredible. I don't know why I never watched it. I think the 2 movies are brilliant movies. Don't know why I never watched the show. There's an arc in it called the Laughing Man arc, and it's very relevant to now in terms of like hackers and like online crimes and stuff like that. Very, very, very cool. Good anime. It's serialized, which is not my favorite type of anime. So like every episode's like Monster of the Week, you know. But there is a through line arc called The Laughing Man that like every few episodes kind of touches back on it. Very good. The big one I'm watching right now is Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. This is the Game of Thrones
Ooh.
of Mobile Suit Gundams. It is
Okay.
emotionally challenging. It's horrific. They'll build up all these characters just to murder them the next episode, and to make it even funner, all the characters are kids. So they're all child soldiers, and the whole entire thing is about
Iron-Blooded Orphans is a wild subtitle.
It's a wild name.
That's anime for you,
great.
though.
It's
That's anime
absolutely
for you.
fantastic. This is the most like socio-political like the show's ever been. It's so smart. The main bad guy married into like a family by marrying their like 4-year-old daughter. It's like it goes for it, man, and it shows a lot. It shows a lot in this anime to the point where it's like I'm uncomfortable. We need to like. I feel like I'm getting put on a list. You know.
Yep.
Just to like show you how depraved this bad guy is, who's like playing all these like different sides of like that. Like they
you're
really
like making sure you're on
everything.
Crunchyroll and not some other website. Like, let me just double.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please. You
is
know,
my
like,
VPN on? Is my VPN?
Like this anime will go out of its way to build a moral compass character who's like he's the only people keeping everybody on track, and then they'll murder that character, and so now the moral compass is out the window, and everybody's making bad decisions and dying and yada yada. It's just high stakes stuff. It's a great
sounds
show.
like a really
man.
intriguing show, though. It sounds intriguing.
I love it. If you like, this is the best mobile Suit Gundam I think ever. I think it's so incredible.
Really? Okay.
A lot of them out there to choose from, but this is probably the grittiest and most grounded and coolest. So.
What about which one? That was the newest one, right? I heard decent things about that one.
G-Quox is pretty good, kind of all over the place. It felt like a lot of people had a lot of ideas and it felt like lost a lot of focus. And then when you go, it's the Fully Cooley and Evangelion guy, you're like, well, yeah, both of those animes are very unfocused, kind of nutty, you know, anime. So when you have two of those guys in there and they're not saying no to each other, it's just like it kind of dragged down the pacing a little bit, but it was still good, visually crazy, you know.
Okay.
But anyways, Tim, you've been a real sport. Thank you for letting us talk about anime.
Yeah, some of these look really cool.
The anime corner.
They do look cool. Yeah.
I forgot real quick to wrap up 2 things that I have been trying out recently that I forgot to mention. Talked about both before, but first one is Quarantine Zone. I've been playing this a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to get this. This is a 2026 game.
It's out now, officially out now. It's a absolute swimming in sevens. It's got so many little janky things that you would expect with a sim, type of a game. The little action moments where you're defending your compound can be kind of fun, but also really frustrating because it doesn't work like a really accurate shooter, but you're using a drone. And if you fail, like you're in trouble, you got to start over. So anyway, and sometimes the little reasons why you failed a checkpoint thing is some little detail you missed. Like if you didn't notice if they coughed or like whatever the little thing is, it could all of a sudden put it in. That was a really bad inspection. And now 3 people are dead because you let them through or whatever. So like there's those kinds of things, which for the most part, I'm kind of okay with. That's what these sim games are all about.
Yeah.
Like, why are you hitting with a hammer? I don't understand.
Because you're testing their reflexes. Yeah. So if they have a delayed reflex,
oh my God.
They're a zombie. Yeah.
That's wild. God damn. Okay.
But if they're like obviously like infected, you're like, hey, go over to the nursing tent, and it's like
go to they call it the liquidation room.
Liquidation.
And then the people
that's what
apparently
it is.
they don't know what it is, and so they'll be like, okay, I hope it's safe over here, and then you hear a gunshot, and it'll say like infected killed. It's like, oh geez.
Yeah. You're like, ugh.
And if you put them in quarantine and you put them with someone else who might be infected, and one of them isn't, but one is, then you come back the next day, and one of them's totally been eaten and is dead. You know what I mean? Like that happens sometimes too.
And the NPCs have like really great stuff. They'll walk up and they're like, "Boy, I'm eating my kid here. Haven't seen him in a year, you know." And you're like, "Uh oh." And
they always have a
big
story
mark on his neck, you know. You're like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Well,
dude, my first round when I fired up this game, I played the demo, and it is a little upgraded from the demo, which is cool. A brain? What are you doing in this game? Anyway,
you have to do
someone had a bite mark
like that. Yeah.
Someone had a bite mark literally on their face. Like you could see the bite mark on their face, and their eyes were red. So clearly, like all the issues. And but their first dialogue as they walked up to me like, I passed inspection before, so this shouldn't be a big deal. And I was like, you have a bite on your face.
I've seen a lot like I feel fine, and they're obviously like sick. You're like, come on, buddy.
Yeah, pretty
fun.
Cool.
About that one, Chief.
Very cool. Yeah, it is definitely a swimming in sevens, but I do enjoy it.
Absolutely. It's these scenes right here where it's kind of fun, but also kind of like, what are we doing? Like, let me just check people. What are we doing with the?
Yeah.
But
oh god.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a really interesting game. All right, so that is out, and for something totally different, there's a free weekend right now. By the time episode is
Cool.
out, it'll be too late. But this little game called Hotel Architect, think like Prison Architect, those, or even like more
Okay.
accurately, like the 2 Point games. Think more like the 2 Point games,
Yeah.
just in terms of really cute art style and animations and very straightforward grid-based building. Then you bring your construction workers in, you set up your hotel, you set up your restaurant, you pick your menu, you hire your people, you whatever, you do pick the wallpaper. It's all the things in running a little hotel. And you
Okay.
upgrade your beds and upgrade your bathrooms and all
I'm
those
here
kind
for
of
it.
things. You can train your staff. It's a little hotel management sim called Hotel Architect. And it was free on Steam for this weekend, so I downloaded it, tried it, and I thought I'll just play it for like a little bit. And I think it was like an hour and a half later. I was like, whoa, I'm still playing this thing. Like,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. It's a good time. And then like
I like
depending
the
on
look
the
of it.
area the area that you're in, maybe you need people who are more like into backpacking or who are more sporty or who are more into partying. You need to like have activities for them to do. Anyway, so
Cool.
it's kind of cheesy, but it's pretty fun. I like those little kind of management games sometimes. So
Yeah, they're fun.
anyway, so those are some of the things that I've been dabbling in. And listen, as you guys can tell from watching and listening us talk about games, we are all kind of biding our time because February is hitting right now and it's going to get pretty crazy pretty quick, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for all the games that are coming out, but it's going to get full. March is even crazier. I was actually looking at a release calendar. I think the second week of March, actually both, the whole middle of March is insane. We have insane number of games coming out. And so that's assuming we can even finish Resident Evil Requiem before those games come out. Everything from
I'm
Crimson
finishing.
Desert to there's
I'm
tons of
finishing.
stuff coming out. There's tons of stuff coming out. So anyway,
Hey guys, Yakuza's
we're gonna
coming out
do
this month.
That's
2
right. It
Yakuza
is.
games.
More?
Like,
Right.
yeah, and they
More?
come in the same package. The third game is like an 80-hour game, and then they're like, this other game is as big as like the Yakuza Gaiden that came out a couple years ago. I got that was like 40 hours.
How
Like,
do they do this? How do they do this? I don't
we gotta put a
understand.
stop to this. Like, no one's got time to play 2 Yakuza games this year. Like,
They can't be stopped.
and
They can't
releasing
be
on the
stopped.
same day? Are you crazy? And then Resident Evil comes out that same week. Like,
It's
shut
crazy.
up. I'm so
Yeah.
over this year already.
I agree. So there's lots to talk about. I'm looking forward to it. But for now, thank you all for watching and listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.